Welcome along to the AJ Bell Stadium where this afternoon Paul and I have seen Salford eventually run out winners, 32 points to 12 over the Huddersfield Giants. We expected Salford to win. Paul, what did you make of the game?
Yeah, I thought Huddersfield was very good, particularly after last week where they was really poor at home, conceding 44. I thought they came with an effort and a desire. However, that doesn't get you the points always. Listen, nobody gets 2 points for effort and desire and character. Unfortunately, just not enough quality, and Salford deserved winners in the end.
We've heard down in the press conference is Simon Wolford. I think the main thing he takes out of it is, and he said it himself, is this week he won't be getting asked questions about his players' attitude and effort, which he was last week. They tried, I think he said they had 11 sets in the second half. They just got steamrolled, didn't they?
In the end, just run out of energy and troops. Lost some players to head injuries that didn't come back on the field, but also couldn't get out of their own end. Second half, Salford really turned the screw from probably 50 minutes onwards, and they was behind on the scoreboard until minute 60. So Salford eventually running out winners, but did enough to suggest that there was going to run out winners. The dam just bust in the end for the Giants. Too much defending, not enough football, didn't turn it over in the right field positions, just made too many errors and invited Salford in, and eventually Salford get over the line.
Ian Watson was delighted with the way that his team went about it. They didn't panic, they didn't try to be too fancy, they stuck at it. And as we said in commentary, good teams find ways to win, don't they?
Yeah, you don't always play your best and don't always win games when you play your best. You've got to win like that sometimes. I mentioned it to you, on air about finding a way to win games ugly. And they've found a way today from 60 minutes onwards to create enough pressure and turn the screw enough for it to eventually, pay for them at Salford. So I think Ian will be delighted. 5 weeks ago his team lost that game against the same opposition comfortably. They didn't stick to plan. I thought second half they was really direct and they stuck to the plan. They didn't allow Huddersfield out and eventually run out winners. So well done to Ian Watson's men.
They're in the top five tonight. 4 games left. It's in their hands. Again, we asked him, and you'll catch the video on Forty20 live during the week on social media. He's delighted with that. He said, we don't moan about what we don't have here. We work with what we have got, and he's got a team that are fully committed to the cause. I thought Chris Ninu was outstanding today.
Yes, he was. Chris Wellham as well signed a new deal. Jackson Hastings obviously moving on, but playing fantastic. Lola here has been quite a shrewd signing, hasn't he? Letting Louis go, who's going at the end of the year anyway. Not always easy to change your halves at any point of any season, but Lola here stepped in, playing a bit better than he was at Leeds, certainly. They're just a really workman-like team, aren't they? They've not had too many injuries. They've been pretty fortunate, but with a thin squad, Ian's got to rely on that. But for them to be in the top 5 is remarkable. I say it, and I say it every week about, when we come to Salford, you sing Ian Watson's praises. He continually rebuilds teams, and teams loses his best players, they move on, or they get snapped up by other clubs, and he continually rebuilds again. So well done to Salford.
Do you think they can make the 5? Or stay? Or say make the 5, they're in the 5. Do you think they'll stay in the 5?
I'm not sure. I think Castleford are breathing. Catalan are faltering. They've a chance. Listen, they're a really tough team. We said just prior to going on air that they don't lose too many games by lots of points. They're always in games, and they're a very workman-like team. If they are in the playoffs, you don't worry about them going away. If Catalan make the playoffs, you worry about them going to Wigan or Warrington. But I don't worry about Salford. I think they're going to make a game against everybody and make it a tough contest for every team. In the 5. Do I think they can win it? No. Do I think they can make the 5? Yes. They probably can win a playoff game. I'm not sure they've got 2 or 3 or 4 games of that intensity in playoffs to go all the way to Old Trafford. But top 5's a real feather in their cap, in my opinion, with the budget. And as I said, it continually gets slashed and the team has to be rebuilt. I think it's a massive praise for Salford and for Ian Watson for them to be in the 5.
And looking at the other end, we know London are bottom. They've had a good day today without playing, because we've seen here Huddersfield get beat. We've heard elsewhere Hull have gone to Wakefield and beaten Wakefield. There's a group of 3 teams now, including Hull KR. Hull KR against Wakefield is live on TalkSport 2 next week. We're going to be there for that one. It's getting a bit tight, and everyone going, well, London, they've gone. They're still there. There's 4 games. It's now a 4-game season.
It is, yeah. Nobody gets rested. You play your best team. You just can't afford. They go to the south of France next week. They're faltering, the Dragons. Call that one right now. You think it's 50-50, wouldn't you? Anyway, but the Dragons not in great form. Still got a couple of suspensions. McAlorum still suspended. So they've a chance, London. Wakefield, Hull KR, only one of them two teams can win. There could be level on points with either Hull KR or Wakefield next weekend, London, should they win. So they're going to have to win two because of their less superior points difference. They've got to win at least 2 of 4 games. They do play Wakefield and Hull KR in them 4, so there's some big games at the bottom of the table.
They've got Leeds as well, who are pretty much I think we're ruling Leeds out of it now, aren't we?
I am, I think Leeds are safe. I thought their victory over the Dragons, coupled with points difference, I think they'll try and finish as high as possible. Possibility of finishing 7th, maybe 6th, which would be remarkable considering where they've been for most of the season. So I consider them to be out. I think it's 1 of 4 me for the drop. And I've seen, we watched Hull KR on Friday night. I probably saw enough from them. Huddersfield have had a real dig today without producing too much quality and not winning a game. But you worry for Wakefield. In my opinion, there's a really tough run in for Wakefield.
Is that the biggest game of the season next week?
For Wakefield, it is. I think they've lost 5 straight now. I think the pressure's on them to go to Hull KR and win, particularly the last game as well, being down in London. That could go down to a 1-game shootout between London and Wakefield. So
that's it then. Your gut feeling at the bottom?
My gut feeling is still London. I just think, I've always said it from day one. I just think they'll go back down. I didn't expect them to win as many games as they have. I think they've done a remarkable job. Danny Ward and Jamie Langley and the players. I think they've had a real dig. I just think they'll run out of games. 4 to go. So that's my gut feeling. London will still be the team, but there's a few nipping down there.
They are indeed. We'll find out what happens next weekend. Next weekend, Paul and I will be live at Hull KR against Wakefield. That is going to be an absolute cracker. Don't forget, Monday night, 6 until 8. We'll be back reviewing all the action, and follow us on social media as well at Forty20 Live. You'll see the reaction of Simon Wolford and Ian Watson as well, the Salford coach. Well done to Salford. Thanks to Paul as ever. Thanks to you for tuning in. We'll see you on Monday night.